Did you guys, let's see, okay, this is sideways. I'll just close it for right now. Did you guys, um, see the video? Did you watch it at all when I sent it?
I did not.
Okay. No, I'm making them available.
Okay.
Uh, Before we do this, let's do this. Let's do a couple of vocabulary tests. Okay, let's alternate. Start with Caleb.
Mizraim, Egypt.
Root. Ruth.
L, 2.
What? Is that there's no
Yeah,
verb.
I didn't put a vowel
Vowel.
there.
Isn't that daughters?
Right.
Mean,
Daughter, singular.
mean, from.
Not ara. Young man.
Young lady.
Oh,
Look at the ah ending. That makes it feminine.
okay.
Of, father. Or fathers.
But hey ma, animal.
Halach, went.
Jerusalem. Jerusalem.
Mishpacha, family.
Sarah.
Isha, woman.
He, she.
Oh, let's see what else we got here. Let's move right along.
Uh, Ach, brother.
Eretz, land.
Derek, road.
Haim. Is that you?
They.
They.
Hena, they.
Far, mountain.
Yom, day.
Moab.
Aved, servant.
Ear. It's not like road.
City.
City.
People.
I'm not sure.
Sholach. To send.
Sham, there.
Oh. Caleb, you're on the ball, my friend. Let's see, and that's all the vocabulary. Oh, here we go.
Eat, achal, eat, to eat. Wait,
Yes.
yeah.
Amar. I'm not sure.
To say or to
Anach-
speak.
Anachnu, we.
Ani. Isn't that also or is that
It's
we?
me.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah. Think of new as you, or no, new would be us. Whenever you, and so in Hebrew, it's very easy to rhyme things. Because you get the same, I mean, we already showed you last week how the verb matches the noun, the subject. And so in poetry even, it's very easy to rhyme. Even in Hebrew poetry, it's characterized really by both rhyming and replication of an idea. He defeated the Jebusites. They fell on their swords. You see this replication of the thought in one way or another, and that's what characterizes Hebrew poetry. But you also have this repetition of the sound. Let's go on.
Ought you
Who's the you?
feminine?
Mm-hmm.
Ata, you, feminine.
Masculine.
No, masculine. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, that was a good guess, Cooper.
Yeah, I knew it was masculine because he just did the same one. I just wasn't really thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Aten you
And that would be you plural. Feminine.
Uh, Yashav, Yashav.
Tove mode.
Um, I'm not sure.
To sit or to dwell or to live, like you're living in the house. Hu Yoshev Babayit. He lived in the house.
low no
Lechem. Um. Uh.
Red. Red.
lifnei before
Mm-hmm.
Lecoq. Is that to like? I remember we did this before. It's like a path or something. I don't know.
It's to take. To
Oh,
take. Who Lokach, he took. Let's see. Okay, I got some things up here, some exercises. And let's go through these, okay? I'm gonna have to move you guys up a little bit. And let's put this on the edit. Okay. Can you read this, Cooper?
Ani Amadati Al Haderek. Bet wait. Biharim.
Beharim.
Beharim. Za no Va Ani Achalti Lechem Min Ha'ir Va Ani
Ba'ani.
Zakharti Anashim Sham.
Ma'od. Okay, let's see here. Text. Let's put a period on there. That's what the period. That's what it looks like in the Hebrew. That's the equivalent of a period. Okay. Can you translate it?
I can try.
Go for it.
Ani. Let's see. I know it's not you. Um, is that we?
Ani. Nu is we.
Oh, it just rhymed, so I wasn't sure.
Ani is me or I.
Oh, me. Okay. So Amadity,
Okay,
Amadity. What is that
okay,
when?
now stand. Ahmad, T. And then you have the suffix, and that tells you who's doing the standing.
Me.
I stood.
Yeah. So I stood all I know what L means.
L means two. Al means on top of.
Okay, so
Um, yeah, we need to look at it in terms of, let's see, I'll use use this. Okay, we got Al. And you've got Al. Spelled differently, same sound, different meaning. This means on top of or above, and this means to, where it's actually it's L. It should look like this. I'll show you a little trick here. That's the name of the Israeli Airlines. El Al, to the above.
oh,
El Al Airlines. Okay, so Al with an I-in is above.
where?
L with an aleph is to. Okay,
So I stood on the road.
or above the road or on the road. Yeah.
I stood on the road. The Harim. I'm not sure what that means.
Har
But oh,
is
that's
a
right.
mount.
Yeah, that's mountain. I just didn't recognize. Okay.
Yeah.
So I stood
With
on.
what? Yeah, right. It becomes an opportunity to find the root of your word. And the
Okay.
root of your word is har. And this means on or in. And this is plural.
So I stood. So that'll be in the mountains, right?
Or
In the,
in or
on the
depending upon the context.
yeah. So on the mountains, va ani. Is that and I?
And I,
Achalti. Uh, 8.
Tomood.
Lechem. Bread.
Very good.
Mean. Is that from?
From
Ear. The city.
very good.
And I remembered the young men.
Anashim is men.
So the men.
Hana'arim would be the young men, or Na'arim would be young men.
Or the young, or I mean, the man there.
Men there. Tov Ma'od. You did good.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, now we need to change that. Let's move that down here. And let's change it with this. Caleb.
What am I doing?
Okay, let's do this. What does this word mean?
They or you?
You. And I'm talking to a girl. At. So, and what does this mean?
I stood.
Right. I stood. Is that right?
No.
Okay, so I need to change it with it something, don't I?
Yes.
So let's pull that out of here. And let's replace it with something. What would I replace it with?
Ahmad.
Yeah, Ahmad. Would that be this one?
Yes.
Okay. At Ahmadet. You stood, young lady. Now let's continue reading.
On the road in the mountain
Mountains, plural.
and I.
Now, I mean, I could say this, but since this is a you feminine, we need to kind of stick with that. So, we need to replace that with something, and it would be, we would replace it with another you feminine. Okay. So we've got this. You stood on the mountain, on the path of the mountains, or on the mountains, and you. Is this correct?
No.
Okay, what would I replace it with?
A halt. A halt.
Okay, is that this one?
No.
Is it this one?
Yes.
All right, you're on the ball. Okay. Keep going.
Bread, lechem,
Lechem.
mean from the city, and I.
Yeah, you don't want to say that. And look at that. And you.
Remembered Mm-mm.
Is this correct?
No.
What would I use?
Zachart.
Tov Ma'od. Finish it up.
Remembered men there.
Tov Ma'od. Can you read it now? Read it fluently for me and then translate.
Ot Ahmad Ahmadat al Haderek Beharim V'at Achalt Lachem Min Ha'ir V'at Zachart Anashim Sham.
Tov Ma'od. You translate it for me?
You stood on the road and on the mountains, and you ate bread from the city, and you remembered young men, no, men there.
Excellent. All right. Regular Hebrew scholar. Okay. Let's replace that one. I'm kind of a neat freak, so it's got that fate has to be in the right place. Otherwise, I'm very unhappy and I'm going to start crying. Okay, let's see. Let's just move that down a little bit. Let's replace Ot with this one. Okay. Cooper.
Anachnu. Is that wait, is that you? Not, oh wait, no, it's not. Atah is you. Said it, does it rhyme with?
Yeah. Anachnu means we. Okay. So
Wait,
now we've got
um,
we I stood, or we you stood. Does that make sense?
no,
What do I need to put there instead? This one?
no,
This one?
yes.
All right, let's put it there. What does that mean?
Ahmadnu. Ahmad means we just did this. Ready? Um Stood?
Stood.
Yeah.
Anachnu amadnu. See how it rhymes?
Yeah.
We stood. Anachnu amadnu. Generally, you can just say amadnu, but depending upon the context, we'll change it to put the pronoun before the verb. Okay, keep going.
We stood by. Oh no,
Wow.
on
Right.
the path,
The path or the road.
on the mountain, but it's
On the mountains, plural.
oh no, that's right. Never mind. Yeah. Um, and you,
We want to change that one too, don't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. Let's see, I'm gonna have to move this. What's that? Okay, I gotta move this over a little bit, make some room. You guys. And what's the one that fits? It would be this one, right?
Yes. Probably just make smaller.
Huh? Just make it smaller?
Yeah, I was thinking you could just make uh v'anachnu. You could like squeeze it in. I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, we'll do it this way. Eingesund. Here we go. Hold on. Okay, v'anachnu. Okay. Is this correct?
No.
You gotta move this one out, huh?
Yes.
And we gotta replace it with this one.
Yeah.
Anachnu amadnu al haderek haderek beharim v'anachnu achalnu lechem min ha'ir okay, vizacharnu, and we remembered. Let me throw in a little vav here. I was wondering why what the rest of the sentence was. Paste. Vizacharnu, and we finish the translation for me. Can you do that, Cooper?
Oh, sorry. Fish. Yes. We're lechem. We're in lechem. So
Lechem.
that's bread.
Mm-hmm.
Mean from Ha'ir, the cities.
City.
City. Vazachar.
Is that true? Is that
No.
good?
No.
No. We gotta move that out of the way. We have to replace it with what?
Zacharnu.
Right. And we need to add a vav there, which means and. Copy. Paste. V'zacharnu.
Anashim. Men. Sham. There.
There. Very good. Let's do one more on this one, and we'll move on. Let's see, anachnu. Let's put that. Put anachnu back. Habanim. Okay. Can you translate Habanim for me, Caleb?
The daughters
Nope.
The sons?
Yep. The sons. Is this correct here?
No.
Okay, let's move them out of the way. And we need to replace it with, look at this. I don't have one for that, I don't think. No, I'm sorry. Yes, we do. We do kind of. I'm sorry to do this for you guys. Deem. Or it would be Deem. I think that's how you would write it. The important thing here is that you have the same ending. It rhymes. And I think it would probably be a schwa. I need to get the kitchen on the street and it's on the street. Deem. They were standing. Okay, read this for me, Caleb.
Amadim?
Deem. Maybe it's Deem. I'd have to look it up. The important thing that I want you to remember, at least at this stage, because vowels will change, but the important thing is that you know the ending. That you have this yud mem ending, which is masculine plural. Masculine plural. Amdim or Amadim. They were standing. What if it was Amdut?
Feminine? Standing?
Right. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. Forgive me. I'm going to get rid of this altogether. I was wrong. Do. That's plural, masculine or feminine, plural. Third person. They. Do. Abadim do. Can you translate it for me?
The signs stood on the road. Wait, on the mountain. And we,
Okay, that doesn't fit, does it?
No.
So what would I want to use for instead of banim?
the banim.
Either haim or hema. They're both they. That's your pronoun. The hema or the vabonim and the young men, or I'm sorry, and the sons. And what did they do?
Eight.
Okay.
That
And
would
what would be the proper word for that? Do I have that?
a halu, a halu.
Achlu. I don't have that up here either. I do?
Yeah, isn't it right there on the top
Hmm?
middle?
What?
Right, look, right.
No,
There.
that's a chalnu. We
Yeah.
ate.
No, it's
So-
two
we-
columns. Go to the right 2 columns.
Oh, achlu. Good shot. V'achlu.
One.
Mhm.
Lechem, bread,
Lechem. Yeah, bread is lechem, not lechem.
mean from Ha'ir, the city.
Good.
Vus-
Is that correct? Is correct?
Nope. Zachar. Zacharu.
Get that out of here. V'zachru. Right?
Yes.
And they ate. And they remembered.
Men there.
Tov ma'od. You guys are doing great. Now that I've completely jumbled this up, I know how to fix it. I just exit out and it says save, and I'm not going to save it. And it'll be just the way it was. Okay, let's do one more of these, okay? Let's see. Okay, this is the one that we want to change. So let's, Cooper, you read it for me and translate, okay?
Ahmad Avraham El Habanim Moav Av Avrati wait Avart
Avar-
El Yerushalayim Min Hahar Het wait Heharim
Mm-hmm.
Va'ani,
Mm.
Achalti, Sham.
Well,
So,
Mo, can you go ahead?
wait, is Amar stood or is that Ahmad?
That's a mod. Whoops, I can't. I don't want to do that. Ahmad means to stand. Amar means to speak
To speak.
or to say.
So would it be I said
Um,
or what
Amar means. Go
is it
ahead.
just like say? Okay, I see. So say
Yeah, Amar is
yeah.
second person. No, third person, masculine, singular. Whenever you see, for right now, there are going to be different rules for different kinds of verbs.
Okay.
Okay. Like a simple, I'll give you just a hint. I don't want to confuse you, but let's take the word to stand. Okay. To stand is what we call an infinitive. In other words, no one is doing anything. To stand is what people do. Okay.
Okay.
Amar, to stand, or he stood, is of a subject is acting. He acted in the past. He stood. And so that is what we call a cowl verb. But I can change what that word, I can change the vowels and everything, and this is what we're going to get into. I can change it to he was made to stand. And that would be a pual verb, or depending upon the context, a nifal verb. And so we're going to change the consonants as either before or after in order to make it he was made to stand. Or someone stood him. That would be a he feel verb. And one thing that is I like, which is really exciting, is the hitpael verb, and that means he made himself to stand. And what I really like about that verb um, is that in Genesis, I forget Adam and Eve are kicked out of the garden, okay, and Seraphim, which are these fire angels. Seraph means fire. Stood in the way to the Garden of Eden. And he had a sword, a cherub. And he was holding the sword like a hitpael. He was waving it around. He wasn't slicing. He was waving it around, and it's described in the hitpael form, which means, did you ever see not Raiders of the Lost Ark, but it was this one scene where did you ever see any of those movies?
Yes. I think I know what
Okay. So Indiana Jones is facing this guy, and he looks really formidable, and he's waving his sword around, and he pulls out a gun and shoots him.
yeah. I think that may be Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
So I get the image from the hitpael verb that he's waving this sword around, but it's in such a way that nobody can get past him. And this is how descriptive the Hebrew can be, depending upon the way that the verbs are written. Okay, what we're doing right now is we're learning the simple verbs, and once you get them down, it becomes a leap to the other forms of verbs. Part of it is, as you've discovered, understanding the root, which is usually 3 letters. If you had a vav, if one of the letters were a vav, it would often be integrated or it would manifest itself as 2 letters. But that's only because they, you know, the vav becomes diminutive, it becomes smaller. So that's kind of where we will be heading.
Okay.
And it becomes exciting, challenging, but exciting. Let's read this now. Or did we read it?
No, we didn't. So,
Okay,
or I read it in Hebrew. I need to translate it now.
right.
So,
So, okay, now another thing we need to remember is that usually the action, which is the verb, will precede the subject. Okay.
so
Now yeah, go ahead.
would it be he said Abraham?
Yeah, which means Abraham said.
Okay. But what if you're saying like, oh, someone else said Abraham, like he said Abraham?
Uh, uh, then we would change this, let's see. Then we would know what the subject was.
All right.
Who we'll hit that when we get to it. But that's a good question.
All
That is a
right.
good question. So here we say he said, we see literally it would be he said Abraham. But when we were to translate it, it would be Abraham said.
Okay. So Abraham said El, which would be 2, right?
Who?
Abraham said to Habanim, the young men, the
The
slaves.
sons.
So
The
Abraham
sons.
said to the sons, Ba of Moab,
Of Moed.
Avarti, Var,
Remember Ivrim? Ivrit is Hebrew. Okay? That's the language. Ivrim are Hebrews. And it means those who have crossed over. And so from there we get Avarti, I went over.
So Abraham said to the sons of Moab, I went over, right?
I went over.
I went over to Jerusalem from the mountain,
Plural.
from the mountains, the Ani, Ani. Is that 2? No, that's right. I Achalti Sham. So
Okay. Now notice, Ani achalti. again, that rhymes. First person. First person. Okay, translate.
Salty. Wait. Ate there.
I ate there. And I ate there. Okay, let's replace that. Okay, we've got this. Avarti. I went over. Let's move this over here. Replace that with this. Caleb.
Do I read the whole sentence?
Yeah.
Amar, Avraham, El, Habanim, Moav, he, Avra, El, Yerushalayim, Min, Harim, V'ani, Achlti, Sham. Achlti.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
What would I replace it with? I would replace this because he's talking about a girl or a man or a woman. He
Achala,
tov ma'od achla. He achla sham. Want to read that now for me?
me.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham said to the sons in Moab,
Yep.
she Ara,
Crossed over.
crossed over to Jerusalem from the
Mountains.
mountains,
Plural.
and she ate there.
Tov ma'od. Let's do another one. Give this one to Cooper.
Do you want me to read the beginning part or just like what's in quotations?
Yeah. Yeah, I want you to read the beginning part.
All right.
I'm gonna put you through the mill.
Ahmad, Avraham, El, Havanim, Moab. Hema, Avru, El, Yerushalayim, Min, Uh, harem.
Okay, now I would just want to replace this with what should I replace it with?
Um, Hema.
And they, what would I replace this with?
Wait,
This is what?
Hema.
What? Okay, what is that? Third person? Second person, first person?
Um, it's not third person.
It's third person.
Oh,
Is it singular or plural?
uh, plural.
Okay. So what would be the plural of these words?
Uh, of a chal.
Mm,
Um, uh, uh, um, wait, is Hema masculine?
It doesn't matter. Let's
Oh,
see. What is it? It's a hema, they. It's
so,
masculine. But when you're dealing with third person plural, it doesn't
oh,
matter.
yeah. Does is third person the one that doesn't rhyme?
mm.
Right.
Okay, so well, none of them rhyme. Is it a chal?
No. Good guess.
Uh, well, I know achla is feminine, so
Mhm.
can it be that one?
No.
Okay. Um, okay.
Achlu.
Achlu.
Achlu. Anachnu achlu. Wait, anachnu, that's we. Uh, that's first person plural. Anachnu. Anachnu achalnu. But in this case, we have the achlu, anachnu achlu, or I'm sorry, hema achlu. They ate. That's third person plural, ate. He, remember? Okay, let's go back to where we were. He would be achal. He ate. Third person singular. She achla. Third person singular. Ani, I, achalti. You, that would be ata, achalta. It's not listed here because it's not included. But I'll write it out. Achal. And notice that I don't have a final H on it, the hey, just a chalta. So ata has a final hey on it. That would be I'll write it for you.
Mhm.
Ata, achalta. Notice that this has the hey at the end. This one doesn't. But the sound is there. Ata, achalta. At, achalt. Okay, let me hear you read it again and then translate.
All right. Um, so read it again in Hebrew.
Yeah.
All right. Ahmad Avraham.
No, no.
Oh, Amar.
Tomo.
Avraham El Hav Havanim Moav. Hema Avru El Yerushalayim Min Heharim Hema Achlu Sham.
Mode. Only one problem. Should be that. That's my fault. Vehema and they ate. Achlu, they ate. Shum there. Okay, you guys are coming along very well. See, I had something else here that I wanted to do. Okay. I want to, I don't know if let's see if I can do this without distorting it. I don't think so. Give it a shot. Can you see it? Can you see the words?
It's tiny.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Is this any better?
I mean,
Can't you go on the top right?
oh wait, we can zoom in on R. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, can you read these for me and translate? First one, Cooper.
Odd. Um, did we go over these? Were we supposed
I challenge you to know these.
to
This is the next chapter.
Oh. Um,
Until, or as far as. For instance, David chased the Edomites as far as Beersheba. David Ridof Idomi ad Beersheba, as far as Beersheba, this town. Okay, Caleb.
Beam.
wait, does it?
Okay, with.
Or
With. He did something with someone.
Yes, I know. Asha?
Aseh,
Assess?
or Asa, or what's in. This is an interesting word. It means to make or to create. It's used more often than not in a non-kal verb, where aseh imanu, create in us a clean heart. The way that it's used here in this sense is to implore God to create or to make. There's another word for to create. In the beginning, God created. That word is bara. But this one is understand it as to make or create. Haya is to be. In other words, he is. The house is. It just is. Hu haya, he is, and then I can change it. And in Jewish liturgy, in fact, it's probably somewhere in scripture as well, you can learn grammar from it. Because it's hu haya, he is, hu hoveh, he was, hu yihiyeh, he will be. And we have a picture there of God in the way that he is being, which is why the name of God is Yud, Hey, and then we have the Vav, Hey. I'll play a little game with you. I was reading, let's see, I don't want to say, okay. Let's see. Okay, I can do this. There we go. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. I ran across this in studying scripture with some friends. And here's the name of God, Yud, A, Vav, A. Okay? This is where they come up with Jehovah or Yahweh and all that other stuff. It's all a mispronunciation. But I ran across this, the Yah, A, Vav, A. And God. What did we learn about the relationship of the verb and the subject?
The
We
verb
learned
before the
we learned that
subject.
the verb precedes the subject. Well, in this particular context, and I think it was in Genesis 18, the subject, who was God, was preceded by the Vav, which gives it an extra, if in fact this stands for God, the Father, this stands for God having come down to earth, and this being the Spirit. Okay. We see that God is preceded by the Vav, and in the particular case that I saw, God, the subject, preceded the verb. Well, that becomes a special clue. I forget exactly what it was, but in your English translations, you don't get the full meaning of it when you see that this has broken the rule. It means something even more important. I think God was talking to Abraham in Genesis 18. This is it. This is as I recall. And God was in the presence of Abraham somewhat. And then he proceeds to say, shall I tell Abraham of what I'm about to do to Sodom? Seeing that he will raise his children to be righteous, and so on and so forth. And so, who's God talking to? And why does God have to ask anybody anything? I like to think of God as supreme administrator. Do you know what an administrator does? Like the chief executive officer of a corporation is an administrator. He assigns people to do certain things. And he sets people over other things so that they can be in charge of other people who are responsible for other things, so that the whole operation works well. It's like the company is a well-oiled machine. Well, God is in charge of the universe. And while you guys sit in your room and I sit in my room, there's some ant crawling around on the ground in Venezuela that I don't know about. But God does. And so, and he takes all of these things, all of these variables that we can't even begin to understand. And as we say in scripture, he works all things out for good to those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And so God is a great administrator. So what is he doing here? The rabbis argue that he's talking to his council. He's created a council of angels, and some accuse and some look upon the good, and they weigh things, and God passes judgment. And he also, administers grace. And there is a passage, I believe it's in 2 Kings, where God is literally talking to his council, and he says, who will go down and be a confusing spirit to the king? Because Ahaz, I think it was Ahab, was a bad king. And so they had a whole bunch of these people, these prophets saying, go to war. And he says, yeah, but there's one prophet who always says things that I don't like. And Jehoshaphat says, call him in. I want to talk. I want him to give his opinion. And so the prophet shows up and he says, I saw the counsel of God. And he said to his counselors, who will go and be a deceiving spirit to the king? And one angel said, I will go. And so God is in control of all things, but he also created a council. And we look at it in terms of, okay, we don't understand it. But in light of that, we see and the Lord said, shall I tell Abraham? So who's he speaking to? He wasn't talking to Abraham. And he wasn't talking to the two men on the road. It was like, it was God himself talking with his counsel. We read about the counsel also elsewhere in Job. Job chapter 1, where he brought the angel, the sons of God to him, and they appeared before him, and they said, he says, have you seen my servant Job? And Satan says to him, he says to Satan, where have you been? I've been wandering around the earth. Yeah, have you seen my servant Job? And so we see God dialoguing with the hosts of heaven. And in this context, we saw this additional vav and hey, and the name of God preceding the verb. And he said, and there was a breaking of the rule of thumb. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
And so when we see these grammatical distinctions as we go along in our Hebrew, we say, why is that there? And so sometimes there's a picture to be seen. Here, I'll show you another thing. I'm going off on a tangent now. Let's see. Okay. This is all English, obviously. This is a translation from the what is called the Song of Moses. And the way that it's written in the Hebrew is it's written from right to left. I translated obviously from left to right. And there's a division. I mean, we could think of this as a complete sentence. But it's not. It says, give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and may the earth hear the words of my mouth. The way that it's written is, give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, space. Stop. And may the earth hear the words of my mouth. My teaching shall drop like rain. Space. Stop. My speech shall distill as dew. And notice, here's the parallelism. My teaching shall drop like rain, what I was talking about before. My speech shall distill as dew. Same thought. But between these, it's like an aisle, like a little road between the various passages. And the song is written that way in the Torah. You don't get that in an English Bible. Let's see. I have another document that's even more graphic. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Um, here we go. Take a look here. The way that this is written in the Torah is you got one line on top. Then it says, spoke saying, big space. I will sing to Hashem, for he has triumphed gloriously. Let's see, this should be the horse and rider is thrown into the sea. Big space. God is my strength and my song. Well, what does that look like? Well, you've got three on top of two, on top of three, on top of two, on top of three. It reminds me of have you ever seen bricks
Yes.
on a wall? What do? You have bricks and they're spaced in such a way that they make a wall. Well, what happened at the Red Sea?
The wall of the sea was divided, or the sea was
Parted.
divided.
The
Like
sea was
wall.
divided, but the water had turned into a wall.
Mhm.
And so in the Hebrew, we see that it was written out like a wall. These are things that you just won't get in your Hebrew, in your English Bible. Okay, so now I've gone on a what do you call it, wild goose chase. Let's get back. Let's see, there's that. Okay, this is what I want from you guys. Homework.
Yes.
I want you to learn the vocabulary on page 51 in your book. I'm sorry, not 51.
61.
There's 60.
It's on page 60, on page 60.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now I want to go through some of the pages there. Some of the lessons. You'll get an idea of where we're going.
Okay.
Page, let's see, 61. Sure, yeah, sure that I have it. Okay, I don't have it. Okay, I'm gonna have to print it out. Okay, I will go through it with you. Can you guys look on your primer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, bottom of page 61. The word et, fascinating word. It literally consists of the first and last letter of the alphabet, Aleph and Taf. And it's used to precede a definite noun. Okay? In other words, as you can see on the right side at the bottom of the Hebrew, it says Hamelech Zachar Ben. The king remembered a son. Okay? But if it's preceded, if he's talking about a definite son, a specific son. Then he's saying, Hamelech zachar et haben. The king remembered the son. You see? So when we have, it's not just ha is not adequate. The hay with the patach underneath it is not adequate to stipulate the specific noun. You need the et in front of it. And that's a clue that refers to the definite object. So let me read. Caleb, you read the second set of lines. Shalachta.
Both of
You see,
them? Both lines?
both lines.
Shalachta lechem li Yerushalayim.
Right now, let me say something. Lechem. It's lechem, not lechem. When you say it that way, it can be very easily excused with confused with to them, lechem, or lehem. So it's lechem. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So go on.
Shalachta et halechem li Yerushalayim.
Okay. Could you translate them? What is shalach?
You sent, or
Very good.
bread to Jerusalem.
Tov ma'od. Read the second line now.
You sent the bread to Jerusalem.
Good. Simple. See? Let's hear you do it, Cooper.
Same thing or the next line?
Next line.
Hu shamar et Yerushalayim. Wait, but wouldn't they both be he guarded Jerusalem? Even if the et wasn't there?
Well, yeah, right.
Because before
Well, okay, here in this case, we have Yerushalayim being Jerusalem, but a name of or a specific name, or the name of a city, or of a country, or anything like that, is a definite object. And so the et precedes the definite object.
okay. I see. Haim Zachru et Avraham, they remembered Abraham.
Very good. So we don't have the Abraham, but Abraham is a definite object. He's not doing the thing, but we're talking about him. And so he's preceded by et. Okay. Do this. Okay. If a sentence, turn to page 62, if a sentence has more than one definite direct object, the word et precedes each one. Okay? So Avraham shalach et ha'ish, ve'et ha'isha, ve'et ha'na'ar la'ir. So each time the object is mentioned, it's preceded by et. Abraham sent et, the man, and the woman, and the young man to the city.
Mm.
Okay. Can you read the other one? Down below that? Ha'av?
Me.
Yeah, Caleb.
Ha'av shamar et hana'ar.
Translate?
The father guarded the young man.
Very good. Read the second sentence.
Davi zachar et
No, the second sentence, the one under it.
et hana'ar shema ha'av.
Shamar. Shamar ha'av. Now, in this case, we see that the subject can appear, or the object can appear before or after the verb and the object. I mean, and the subject. So et hana'ar, the young man, shamar ha'av, the father guarded. So we see et hana'ar, the young man, the father guarded. When we translate it, it's the father guarded the young man. I think this addresses the question that you had earlier, Cooper, doesn't it?
Which Jerusalem?
No, I forget exactly what.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just follow it as we go along. So we see here et Abraham. Let me ask you a question. Et Avraham. Et precedes Avraham. So is Abraham the object or the subject of the verb, of the sentence?
Wouldn't he be both?
Nope.
Oh.
It's the subject. The subject is the one doing the action. The object is the one acted upon. Okay. So Abraham is remembered. He's the object of the sentence. So Abraham, Zachar David, David remembered Abraham. You see?
Yes.
When et precedes a noun, it's the object of the sentence.
Okay.
The very first sentence in the Bible is Bereshit, in the beginning, bara Elohim, created God, et hashamayim, the heavens, ve'et haaretz, and the earth. So who's doing it? God's doing it, Elohim. And God did the action, but the verb precedes the one who's doing the action, who is God. So it's bara Elohim, created God, or God created. And then we have the object, et hashamayim, ve'et haaretz. You follow?
Yes.
Okay. Let's continue here. Verbs in the perfect tense. All verbs, this is on page 62. All verbs have the same endings in the perfect tense. However, when the 5 guttural letters are part of the verb, this is what I was alluding to before. Various changes happen in this. In this chapter, we are introducing 3 verbs that all end in a hey. Okay? Asa, that's to make, and that's what I was telling you about. Hu asa, he made. Ra'ah, he saw. And haya, he was. Those are in your vocabulary. They should be in the front of your vocabulary list. I remembered haya, asher haya, let's see, ra'ah, to see, and aseh, to do or to make. Okay. All verbs, okay, so these are the verbs in your vocabulary list that we're dealing with. They all end with a hey. Compare the perfect tense form, haya, with the perfect tense forms of verb asher or shamar, and memorize the perfect tense verb of haya. Okay. Shamarti, I guarded. Hayiti, I was. Look at, okay, we're going to see again this matching of the sound of the verb with the first, second, third, plural, and so on. But it's unique with these hey ending verbs because what are we doing? We've dropped the hey. That letter has dropped out of it. So instead of writing it with hey yud, hey taf yud, we drop the hey and it's hey yud yud taf yud. So it's I was, hayiti, hayita, hayit. Same thing. Shamarti, shmarta, shmart. But in this case, we dropped the hey. Haya, he was. Hayata, she was. Hayinu, and again, that's that new sound at the end that makes it second person plural. Hayitem, you. Hayiten, you feminine. And hayu, they were. Go over this chapter. And just do the first 3 exercises, okay?
The first what?
Page 64.
Oh, I see.
Today is 12:10. Okay?
All right. So just 1, 2, and 3 on page 64 and 65.
Right.
All right.
And then we will discuss this and get further into it next week.
And do you also want us to go over the vocabulary for chapter 8?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Good. You guys are doing well. You're getting the handle on your vocabulary. You're reading very well. You're getting more fluent in your reading.
Good.
You need to work a little bit more on some of your words, but I think you're catching on to the grammar. And that's all good. Let me stop the share. Let me
Oh.